Hi everyone, welcome to your April 2024 astrological forecast. So the big news this month is the new moon total solar eclipse in Aries on the 8th. So I will be starting your forecast off with that when you get to it, okay, each individual sign. But also on April 1st, Mercury in Aries turned retrograde and will stay that way up until the 25th when it turns direct. And then on the 5th, Venus moves into Aries, okay? So by the time this eclipse comes along, there will be the Sun, Venus, and Mercury and a new moon all in Aries. So wherever you have Aries in your chart is going to be pretty active for a while, okay? The Sun in Aries up until 19th, right? And then it moves into Taurus on the 19th, and there's a full moon in Scorpio on the 23rd. Then on the 25th, Mercury turns direct in Aries. Then on the 29th, Venus moves into Taurus, and Venus is the ruling planet of Taurus, so it does really well when it's in its own sign. And on the 30th, Mars moves into Aries, and Mars is also the ruler of Aries, and it does really well when it's there. So, I would like to remind everyone that the weekly forecast is now like a daily forecast, but it only occurs when there is a major aspect for that day. So that's why there isn't a daily video. But we're still calling it like the weekly forecast or whatever. Whatever you want to call it, okay? So be sure to check out my daily forecast shorts. Okay, they're just a short video. And a special shout out to my subscribers. Thank you so much for all your support, your likes and shares and comments and your donations. Everything you guys do for me helps my channel to grow. Okay, I really, really appreciate it. So, now for your forecast. Hi, Scorpio. Okay, so the new moon solar eclipse in Aries is happening in your 6th house. That's where you have the sign of Aries. Okay, the 6th house is the workplace, the kind of work that you do, your co-workers, your work schedule, the very building or wherever you work. It's also the house of health and the house of service to others, okay? So the Sun is here up until the 19th. Venus moves here on the 5th, and Mercury is retrograde in Aries starting on the 1st, till the 25th. Anyway, this new moon solar eclipse occurs on the 8th, so it does bring a new beginning. Whatever happens around this time will be longer lasting than usual. Okay, there's no telling how long the effects of an eclipse will last, right? But this is happening in the workplace, okay? So, a lot of times people say they were eclipsed out. They were eclipsed out of my life, okay? Doesn't always happen, but in this case it could, where a coworker is gone, a boss is gone, or some stupid policy that, everyone had to abide by is, done. It's not going to be enforced any longer, something or other, okay? Because a new moon does bring a new beginning. You may be starting a new job or a new assignment or something, but it's not really indicated in your chart, as far as new position, okay? If you're self-employed, though, this is a really excellent time for you. You're making an awful lot of contacts, new clients, more interest in whatever it is that you're doing, especially with Venus here, whatever it is that you do is, if it's not even creative, it's still more like pleasant because of Venus being here. With Mercury retrograde, though, you really have to be careful, especially in discussing anything, but especially instructions or directions. And when it comes to work, obviously that's something that occurs almost every day. So if you and your coworkers, or if you're self-employed and a client tells you, I want it done this way, make sure that you clearly understand what what they mean. You know, they could be just like really vague and like leave it up to you to figure it out or something, and then come back and say, well, that's not what I wanted, you know, when you show it to them. So people do this all the time, right? But even more so though when Mercury is retrograde. Okay, so at work, like your computers probably won't work well or correctly, or information is missing, you know. Um, Whatever. You could even find out, because a lot of times Mercury helps you to review, okay, review something. So you and your coworkers could find out that you were either doing a job incorrectly, but that's because you were told incorrectly how to do it, or that there's an easier way to do something than what you've been doing all along. Okay, so just you might want to keep that in mind, but all I can say is be really, really careful about any kind of instructions that you give to anyone. This also being the house of service to others, meaning that I always say it's a 50-50 thing where someone needs your help, so they ask you for a favor, and in turn tell you they'll do something for you also, so you both benefit from the arrangement. And if you're going to get into anything like that, it's probably not a good idea to do it while Mercury is retrograde, but if it can't be avoided, you have to be extremely explicit about what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and how long you're going to do it for, you know, because sometimes people think it's a forever thing, you know. You're going to help them out forever till the end of time, and probably not a good thing, right? And as far as your health goes, you could discover what was, if you were having any kind of problems, that what was bothering you. You know what I mean? And it could be something at work. You know, you could be allergic to something, the air, the work, you know. This is one of those times where I always say, yeah, you can literally say work makes me sick. Okay, it's just a possibility, but it's it could be a time for you to get a checkup anyway. Okay. I do have to mention Mars is in Pisces most of the month. It will move into Aries on the 30th, but it's in your 5th house of romance, creativity, fun, gambling, and speculation, any form of entertainment and dancing and movies, film, art, and anything to do with children. Okay, so you also have Saturn and Neptune here at the same time. So maybe your love life has been either really boring, or not necessarily boring, because you have Jupiter and Uranus traveling together in your 7th house of close partnerships and relationships, so it makes it more interesting right there. But there could be something that's a little bit of a burden, possibly, you know. But anyways, with Mars here, you know, it really kind of picks things up, you know, gets you in the mood to I don't know, do something. It could be something creative or just something fun. And it could be in regards to a romance. You know, you want to put some, you know, spice back into it or something, okay? Or do something different. If you used to dance or never danced before, maybe you feel like doing something like that, okay? And bring your partner along, right? But now, okay, we'll go to the sun moving into Taurus, okay, in your 7th house of close relationships and partnerships, business, romantic or friendship, or any kind of arrangement or agreement that you make, okay? So having Jupiter here since last year should have brought new people into your life for the opportunity of a partnership of some kind, either someone that you do business with or someone that you go into business with, or a romantic partner or a friendship, okay? So with Uranus here at the same time, a lot of times it brings in a younger person or an older person or someone completely different than any other relationship you've ever had. You know, your type or whatever has changed, or you're dating your type that you said you would never date. You were never attracted to this kind of person, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, something like that could be like what's going on right now with Venus moves into Taurus on the 29th. So you have some really nice things going on here in your 7th house, of close partnerships and relationships, but we're back to the 6th house again with this eclipse going on. Okay, so this service to others thing. Okay, so if you were involved with a romantic partner and you're not like married or whatever, or you're just starting out in the relationship or something, and they may want you to I don't know, move in with them, or they want to move in with you, or something that sounds kind of permanent, you know what I mean? Might not be for you, might be something you really want to think about. Maybe they just want to stay with you, or can they stay with you for this amount of time or that amount of time. And you know what? Might actually be an extended period of time. So you really have to think this one through, you know, whether or not you're going to do this, okay? There is a full moon in your sign, in Scorpio, on the 23rd in your 1st house, okay? So it's directly across from your 7th house of Taurus and your 7th house of partnerships. So we each get a full moon and a new moon. Okay, so a full moon is there to get rid of an existing problem. Okay, brings it to the surface so everybody can talk about it and then get rid of it. And you never have to deal with it again. So around that, you know, full moon of the 23rd might be when you might want to really settle things down within, I would have to say, a romantic relationship. That's the way it looks to me. Especially with, I guess, Saturn and Neptune being in your 5th house of romance. When Neptune was here by itself, you were all like, oh, this person's so wonderful, and, you know, whatever. You were, Neptune rules illusion, you know, and dreaminess and stuff, you know, and rose-colored glasses and seeing the glass more than half full, you know, whatever. And then Saturn came along and just like, it's the... rears its ugly head of reality. That's what Saturn is. It's reality. Okay, so it's being realistic about the romantic relationship that just might not be your cup of tea after all. You just never know. Okay, so the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Scorpio on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Taurus, and those dates are the 9th, 10th, and 11th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, gambling, or speculation, and anything to do with children is the 5th, 6th, 7th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. The best time for money is the 11th, 12th, 13th, 26th, and 27th. The best time for your career is the 16th, 17th, and 18th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 1st, 2nd, 13th, 14th, 15th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. So I hope you enjoyed your forecast for April. Be sure to check out my weekly daily forecast, or I don't know what to call them, whatever you want to call it, okay? See ya. Bye.